Hi there, everybody. Welcome to another thrilling adventure today. So, anywho, I was gonna make a really fun comment to everybody. I went to see a really interesting. Well, I was watching an interesting video, and I've noticed a few things. And one of the few things was, well, it kinda... No, they don't have the outfit that I was looking for. Well, anyway, what happened, and this is kind of an interesting story, because I was going to talk about it later on with you guys, and it involves a lot of what happened to me back when I was a kid, when I was friends with this boy in one of my classes. I'm going to name drop him because chances of him actually seeing this video is probably pretty slim, considering his yeah. His name was actually Brandon. He lived with his dad. And well, actually no, he didn't live with any family member that I knew of, because his parents were actually deceased, and he was really, really super nice. He was one of those kids that he lived with his parents, he lived with his grandparents. He was really fun, he was really cool. And when I first met him, it was 6th grade. I'm gonna mention that now. I had just transferred to the school, and it was my first day in 6th grade when he was put at my table, and I was told, oh, by the way, this is Brandon, he's gonna be your lab partner. Okay, lab partner, that's cool. Well, during my class, I rolled up my sleeve, and he noticed, well, that I had a very weird mark, like a well, I've had it since I was little, so you know, I'm not gonna lie, I've had that with me since I was like, you know, I had it since I was a kid, so what was I supposed to tell him? Well, anywho, he asked what it was, and I said, oh, this is for... And of course, he told me that, he felt kind of concerned about it because, again, he told me that it just didn't look right, and that somehow he just felt really concerned about me. And I suppose that is a really legitimate thing to do. I didn't really say, hey, I'm in. No, he quite frankly was super friendly, and he just said that out of concern for my safety, he just did not like the fact that he just said it was just also the fact that I medically, he didn't exactly explain it, but of course when you're like a kid, Again, my parents actually took one look. Well, his grandparents actually let him walk home with me, and I was kind of like, okay. And I mean, I wasn't entirely sure why he wanted to come home with me, but then he was talking to my mom, and he pointed out that something just didn't look right. I mean, he said it plain as day. Didn't look right. It just felt weird. He didn't want to embarrass me, because, well, if you have a mole on your arm and there is a chance that it could be cancerous, you don't tend to open your mouth about it. And also, the fact is, my parents actually knew about the mole to start with, and they said we already knew that the mole might be cancerous, so yeah, I'm not. He wasn't gonna say it was a bad thing to open up about. He mentioned that if I felt embarrassed about it, just to tell him, and he won't say anything. My parents actually were very thankful to him, because again, this was a kid who didn't need to open up about it. But it turned out, he was right. It was cancer. It was a cancerous mole, and we got it removed, thankfully. And I was very thankful to him. I don't know how he knew or anything. I was a kid, and I honestly felt like, at first I felt really embarrassed, but then he just started to actually talk to me, and he didn't treat me any different than any of his friends. And I honestly am very thankful to him, because honestly, I don't know where I would have been if it wasn't for him. He also did a lot of good for me, because I honestly did not know. I didn't know how bad it could have gotten until I was a little older. But of course, he did explain that it's okay that I didn't trust him at first. But of course, you know, I was a kid. I was a child. I didn't know cancer was that bad until years later. But I didn't know, as I got older, that what he did for me, he didn't have to do. He didn't have to go do anything for me, and I honestly still, to this day, am very thankful he said something. Other than saying it might be cancer, no, he said, I think you might need to go to a doctor. And I am going to say, in all honesty, thank you. Thank you again for what you did. You didn't have to do it. You didn't have to say anything about it. I mean, we were kids and you probably didn't even know. So, yeah, sometimes the people you know are the ones that will tell you, hey, you might want to go to a doctor or something. I know I sound weird, or I may not know what I'm talking about, but after a while, I started actually trusting him, because again, I was a kid, and I don't know a lot about this stuff. And I literally felt like, OMG, I should owe him something. And years later, he told me that he had already knew. Yeah, I'm gonna do some crafting. Hey, also, later on tonight, I'm going to be going on to Genshin Impact, I think is what it's called. My friend in Malaysia introduced it to me, and I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. I might as well, considering he's on there, and I haven't played with him in a while. I haven't done anything with him in a while. So, yeah. More power to me. So, anywho... trying to make room so when I do some crafting I can actually have room to put stuff that I can pretty much market later. Cobalt plates. Plate. I need a cobalt plate. God damn it, I keep making more high quality stuff. Oh well. Notched bill. Can't do a vintage bill. Okay. Oh, dang it. Not of... Which kind of crystal is that? Fire shard. Okay. When you trade, you trade. gotta figure out if she had orange glue. I am so dumb. Yeah, I don't mean to bore anybody. So anyway, so looking at all the different news, I never really watched a lot of the channels on Minecraft. My husband does that, and I don't think he knows who this one person is. After finding out how much what he did, this individual, pretty much earned a lot of ire from my husband and I about what he... Because, honestly, even though I am pretty sure that my husband and I, as a couple, would never hurt each other, because honestly, if you had ever met my husband, he is not the type of person you would suspect of anything. He is like, he's so super sweet. He treats everybody with respect. He's not the type of person who would hurt another human being, simply because I've known him most of my life. And when I first met him, I think my first impulse was I didn't trust him entirely, because he was dating one of my friends, and I didn't trust her entirely. And honestly, he comes off as being kind of like really overprotective of me. And I went to, like, if I go to a convention by myself, he usually will tell me, I know you're going, I'm not gonna stop you, just do me one favor. And like, what's that? Contact me when you're done. And he just, he does the nicest, most friendly things. My husband is like the guy you want to have around if you ever have a problem. And I told one of my friends, I don't have to worry about going out to an event and not knowing that my husband will be there. But this individual guy does I don't know how to respond to him. I really don't, because honestly, there's a guy in the Colorado anime community who acts almost similar to him, and his name doesn't really matter to me, but he followed me around a convention, and for whatever reason, a lot of people are like, oh, you shouldn't be mean to him, he's special needs, and all that. And I sat there for about all of 20 minutes once, and I said, just because you claim to be special needs, does not give you the right to follow girls around and creep on them. And of course, the girl that did kind of brought attention to it, she got chased out of the community because of how the fandom handled it. And I don't know how else to say this to people, but I was sort of grossed out by it, because the behavior to which this person, I'm talking about Weeaboo Billy. So Weeaboo Billy is a nickname that we had given a guy who, in all intents and purposes, is just plainly gross. His behavior is very disgusting. He acts like a child. When he's rejected, he will blast the person that rejects him. He acts like he can do no crime. He blames most of his problems that he has on everybody else. But frankly, all of his behavior is pretty much all him. I am not lying on that one. It's all him. I don't know how to explain what happened. All I can tell you is he tried to tell me he was my boyfriend, even though I'm married and I have like zero interest in him. His whole problem with me rejecting him and friend zoning him is the fact that I did it because, well, how can I be with somebody who treats me like I am his mother? I literally said that to a convention staff member once. How can I be friends with somebody if all he sees me as is his mommy? And of course, being told that I was being kind of I was being rude is an understatement, but considering that I told a bunch of people at a convention I did not want to be around him, and of course everybody goes on this whole, how can you not like him, he's a nice person, he's changed. He's never done anything wrong. You're you're an ableist, blah, 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 blah. I mean, I literally said, how the hell am I an ableist for not wanting to be his girlfriend? I'm married. And that's the first thing I said. I am married. And of course, you get, well, according to him, and I'm like, what are you talking about? According to him, what? Well, according to him, the marriage is invalid. What do you mean the marriage isn't valid? Are you telling me I can't be with my husband because a baby fur can't get over being friend zoned? My whole mindset on that was like, I friend zoned a child, and it dawned on me that even though I friend zoned Weeaboo Billy, his friends obviously did not get the memo, and obviously they believe that what I did was wrong. That I friend zoned him, and I was told, well, that's all wrong. You can't friend zone him because he's a child. He doesn't understand. I mean, I was like, then make him understand. I am not his mother. I'm not his girlfriend. I am not his significant other. Can't you just explain it to him? And the problem was, even when you explained it to him, it was like talking one ear out the other. And when it was explained to him that I had zero interest in the relationship, again, in one ear and out the other. The toddler wouldn't listen. And unfortunately, because I called him a toddler, I got yelled at by a con director because I treated him like he was a child. And he is. He's mentally and emotionally a child. You can't tell a 5-year-old, like, he literally acted like a child. A girl rejected him. Whoopee, get over yourself. You were rejected. Live with it. Can't you just grow up? And the worst part is, I get the apologists. These people that, honestly think that because Weeaboo Billy could do no crime and could do no wrong, it wasn't wrong. I mean, I told my mother I don't want to be friends with somebody like this. And unfortunately, in the community of anime nerds, what I did was wrong. I stood up for myself. I told a bunch of weeaboos I don't date his kind. And of course, you get people that are I call them apologists. These are people who apologize for the actions of a toddler or the actions of a weeaboo who treats others like children. I wasn't entirely sure how to phrase it because the way Weeaboo Billy kind of acted was telling, because, well, guess what? No matter what I said to anyone, he basically lies constantly. And I have told people I cannot be around him. And I get told, oh, well, you need to be a little more tolerant. You need to be a little more friendly. He's not really, excuse you. You're the ones who enable him to act the way he does. And you act like he is a child. You treat him like a child. And that is wrong. And when someone says, yeah, I don't want to be your friend, to him, he treats it like, OMG, I'm being discriminated against. This isn't fair. I'm an innocent. You can't do this to me. I'm a child. And I mean, I went through this with him many times, and the worst part is it never gets any easier with him because he treats it like it's a joke to him. He treats it like he's a child. He doesn't understand why he is being told, no, you're not going to get away with it. And honestly, after a girl got chased out of the community because she refused to date him, and here's the thing, the girl that was in question, when I talked to her and her sister, FYI, her sister told me her sister was a minor. The girl was a minor, a child. And yet, Weeaboo Billy basically made her life a living hell because his friends couldn't stand the idea of being in the wrong. I mean, what the freaking hell, people? But when a girl stood up for herself and told Weeaboo Billy, I'm not going to date you, I'm not interested in you, suddenly that girl is enemy number one. That she has to be chased out of a community because baby Weeaboo can't handle being friend zoned. I kid you not, I have had to deal with that for years, and being told by a guy who yelled at me for OMG, I rejected Weeaboo Billy for not wanting to date him. Oh, I am a bad girl. I'm an awful human being because hello, I don't care. I want my own life. I am not interested in baby Wavy wanting his baba changed or his diaper changed. I called him, at one time he got mad at me for saying this. I said, oh, did the baby need his diaper changed? Because I'm not interested in changing your diaper. And, of course, everyone got mad at me for saying it. But, truthfully, I got freaking exhausted and frustrated because everybody in the anime community in my state would much rather side with Weeaboo Billy than dare tell the damn truth. And this is why I stopped hanging out or stopped going to conventions, because I didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to be that individual who had to go to conventions and listen to the excuses of con directors telling me, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to tolerate him. I have to tolerate being harassed and followed? No, I don't have to tolerate that. I don't have to. My mother raised me to be to stand up for myself. Why would I ever be afraid to tell little Billy, you're not my boyfriend. Go bug somebody else. Is that really so bad? To tell a grown man who has the mental capacity of a child that I'm not your boyfriend. You're not my boyfriend. Go back to your hovel and leave me alone. It's not being intolerant, it's being a human being. I just remember sitting at a convention talking to a friend and saying, I really don't feel comfortable with Weeaboo Billy coming up to me and crying constantly that I ruined his con by being engaged and married. Can anyone explain that to me? Because I have yet to understand why my marriage was such a problem for him. I never understood that. It is just one of those things I never got understood. And it's been like years, and I've sat through conventions where I've been told, well, if you would just be a little more tolerant to his special needs, blah blah blah. I mean, honestly, if you're gonna treat somebody who has a learning disability, and I have a learning disability, FYI, like I am supposed to be his girlfriend, even though I have told numerous people at an anime convention that I am not, and that I have other things I like, and I don't want to deal with his drama. It is just a interesting conundrum of the fandom releasing themselves with a irritating non-conformity idea that just because somebody has special needs that they have to follow. This girlfriend needs to be a little more tolerant, and then throwing that shade to a girl who is like, I'm really not comfortable dating this. He's 14 years younger than me. I don't really want to date somebody who is younger than me. It isn't prejudicial, it's a mental, I'd like to have a conversation with somebody. Not be, oh, well, yeah, about that conversation, can't you just be more, I'm like, can I be a little more blunt? I don't understand how being a person who has standards and, well, yeah, standards is a bad thing. has anyone ever actually thought of actually telling somebody that it's okay to have standards? Because apparently I got told having standards just makes me, what is it? A jerk. I just sat there one day at school going, how am I a jerk for having standards? I never got that whole, you have to be this way or that way. I'm like, why do I need to not have standards? And then I just sat there one day in class at my school, and I got told that, what was it? Having standards that, guys don't like girls with standards. And I'm like, I hate to break this to you, buddy, but I would like to have standards so I actually can be safe while dating somebody. Just an FYI. I cannot understand how a human being can tell a girl that having standards or having a having actual standards is wrong. I mean, I'm sorry guys, I don't get it. I am like totally coming up, I'm pushing blanks here. How is having standards wrong? I fail to understand this because you guys don't seem to understand that if you have standards, you are actually pointing out, hey, I would like a little bit of a nice individual that actually treats me like a human being and not like an incubator. I mean, I have met guys who think women's point of life is to have children, and that's all they're meant for. I mean, when I told my mom, I don't understand the whole, why do guys want girls to only be good for one thing, and that's making a child? Can't I be good at something like, I don't know, doing my own thing? Because apparently even that is considered, being, what's that term? High maintenance. Having common sense is considered high maintenance to a guy. I remember, standing in line and going to a convention, and I was like listening to this guy dictate to his girlfriend what she can and cannot see at the con. I was like, holy crap, dude. Are you like totally missing the gist of the fact that your girlfriend likes something you don't? Holy crap, dude. You are like a total control freak. I mean, honestly, I just could not believe people would date something that horrifying. I'm sorry, I cannot fathom being told what I could and could not watch, what animes I could and could not like, because, oh my god, my boyfriend might get offended. I mean, my husband lets me watch any anime I like. He's just happy I actually like anime. Because his last couple girlfriends were, to say the least, kind of pills. And I'm like sitting there going, holy hell, man. What the frick did I just walk into? And I'm like, I told my husband, it's like, holy crap. And he just said, "Hun, aren't you glad you don't have to..." I'm like, "Honey, the guy just told his girlfriend what she could and could not watch. What she could and could not see. And here I am in my 20s, or I wasn't even in my 20s, I was in my 30s, and my husband wouldn't even do that. He would never do that to me." And I tell people, it's like, some guys are like awesome. They are like the nicest people. But then you meet people like this who are quote-unquote control freaks. They don't care that their girlfriend likes another series. Oh my gee, if it isn't the series I like when I like it, I don't want you watching it. I kind of went in a... One time I went out with a friend, and my friend's wife was like, "Oh my god, you are allowed to... Your husband sure likes to let you do things on your own." And I said, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Well, your husband lets you go out to the anime community. He lets you do all this stuff, and I mean, my husband won't even let me do that." And I said, what are you talking about?" And he's like, "Oh..." I'm like, holy crap. My husband lets me do all sorts of stuff, and I'm not even I am so super surprised, because people are like, "Oh my god, your husband lets you do this, this, and this? You must be the luckiest girl around." And I'm like, "I guess." You're... what? And then I get told that my husband gives me so much trust, and I'm like, "Yeah, thank you." But it's that also fact my husband also trusts me enough to understand that I have my own tastes and my own likes and dislikes. He doesn't try to force me to change for his benefit. That is the one thing that most people don't realize. In a marriage, there is a lot of commitment, but also a lot of discussion. We're not trying to change each other. I don't want to change my husband. I don't want to be that person that goes to conventions just to spite him. I would rather just be with my husband because, oh sweet, he likes the same thing I like. He is not trying to change me. Woohoo! I don't want to be that kind of wife. That is like the worst thing I have ever heard in my entire existence. And honestly, when I heard about what happened with that really nice girl and the bullshit she had to put up with, I have to say, I am really sorry that you had to go through that. No girlfriend or wife should ever be made to do that. That is just unacceptable. You are not how your husband puts you. You are not a... No, you're not that. If your husband makes you do something and you know it's inappropriate or not safe for you, or your husband is just not, that's not good for you, do not I am just gonna say it. I don't want you to go out of your way to be put on a place where you should, that you feel uncomfortable. Because, honestly, what happened to you was unacceptable, even in my eyes, and I am a really nice person about this, and I don't want to ever put a woman like that to shame because she put up with that for so many years. Anyone who is going to yell at me over this, I'm gonna put this out there. If you have ever seen what abuse is like, I've seen it. My sister went through it, and while I can't say if my sister's ex-husband ever changed, from what I've heard he has. I don't know for the better or for the worse, but whoever he's married to, I always wish them luck. I don't hate on him. I really hope he's improved, because honestly, people change, and I don't want to ever tell somebody that my sister's ex-husband was a bad person at times. He did some pretty shitty things, he did some pretty nasty, gnarly stuff, and he pissed a lot of people off, including my parents. And he blamed my parents for a lot of his problems, which you shouldn't have, because you have only yourself to blame if you do get addicted to drugs sometimes. Because guess what? I had a friend who was addicted to drugs, and I don't talk to that person anymore because they chose the drugs over their friends, over friendship. And you know what? That sucks, because I don't have my friend anymore. And what do you mean I don't have enough? Oh, I don't understand how, by basically telling her I can't give you any money, I'm sorry, is a bad thing. Because honestly, I can't give her money. I can't give her that kind of stuff because it hurts. And the addiction hurt our friendship. And I blocked her, and I couldn't... The way the story goes is, the day that happened, my husband was just looking at my phone and decided to talk to my parents. Which is rare, because my parents and him do not get along. But he and my parents came to the agreement that this was not a good situation, and I needed to get out of it. My husband and I became closer to each other because of it. Sand I can get just about anywhere. As you can see, I am trying to clean out my inventory, because then I can have stuff to sell in my market, because I market to people. And when you're trying to level up a lot of your oh god. A lot of this needs spruce, and I am out of spruce. Hey, if I can get high quality out of anything, I will do it. And just an FYI, if you want high quality good stuff, just come to Ultras and talk to me. I have a really good friend who does high quality stuff for higher up armor. And he does some pretty good stuff. Just an FYI. That's a good stuff to put into market eventually. Yeah, white mages are really big in demand some days. Oh, damn it. Not this one again. Oh. The things I do to... And even though I am like an older gamer and I've been doing this since I was like maybe 11, when Brandon would come over and yes, my sis, it's really interesting because what happened to me back in the day was Brandon would come to my house after school, and he would hang out. I mean, this is a kid who literally enjoys hanging out with everybody. And his family was so different. And I enjoyed hanging out with him. I enjoyed doing stuff with him because, well, Brandon wasn't one of those kids who judged me for anything. This is a kid who went to his parents died when he was so little, and many people think, oh my god, that's so sad. And I said, no, that's just the way his life turned out. He did not choose to live with his grandparents. He chose to be he chose to be with his parents. That was the worst part of being a teenager growing up in the 1980s, is because people believed that being that age, I just thought, oh my gosh, that was so normal. Then I thought, you know, that's so normal to be a teenager growing up with your friends. I mean, I didn't understand that, yes, my friend's parents were not there. It wasn't until, like, 6th grade I understood that Brandon was a very different person. But then again, he and I first met in 6th grade. He was like the first... He was the first person I met that didn't treat me like I was weird or anything. I mean, I remember playing Star Fox on the Super Nintendo Wii, and he absolutely loved the game. And we would play it, and he'd show me all these things. I remember we were tag teaming the game one day because since it was a single player game, we would hand the game controller off to each other, and I mean, it was fun. It was a fun thing to do. My grandma was visiting, and she was watching us play, and we weren't doing anything unusual. We were pretty happy. We were enjoying each other. We were not, like, trying to do anything that could be construed as dangerous. Although I had one lady, we went trick-or-treating on Halloween. Brandon was a pretty decent kid. And my mom also didn't understand that sometimes there were reasons Brandon didn't go to school. And one of his biggest reasons was because he would go to counseling over the fact that his parents died. Years later, as he got older, I got to understand a lot of his insecurities, and he did not hesitate to tell me that life wasn't fair to him, and I shouldn't be angry when things didn't go the way I planned. And I absolutely agree. I literally enjoyed being with him, being his friend, and I enjoyed every minute of the fun that we had with him. I mean, who doesn't want to spend their time with their friends growing up and not do so? But unfortunately to me, I was so limited on who I could hang out with. Because believe it or not, as a child, everybody always talked about, someone would always bring up my special needs. Like, I literally bullied a kid in my class. Just because I'm special ed does not mean I'm stupid. And of course, you get that whole, oh, bless your heart. I'm like, really? People... My mom was a parent of... I just remember listening to that and hearing my mom go, oh my god, that is so... lame. I mean, seriously... People forget that there are people out there in the special ed department that don't get to go to all that. It's like, oh my freaking god, not everybody who's in special ed is the brand of special ed that everybody thinks they are. They don't go to, they're not low scale in intelligence, they're human. And it's just so condescending. And I've seen some pretty condescending adults. When they hear me say, when someone says, oh, you're doing so well. I'm like, are you fucking joking? I am doing so well? For what? Oh, I'm a human being. Wonderful. I love you. You're a jerk. I literally said that to one guy. I said, you're a fucking asshole. And the guy got in my face over saying, you're an asshole. Holy shit, dude. I mean, it was sort of pompous, if you actually think about all the things that people have said to me over the years, that I've had to tell people. It's like, oh wow, you're a jerk. Thanks for playing, goodbye. And, I mean, I have one kid in my class, who used the whole, oh, but you're in special ed, you can't do that, you can't be a writer, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something about that condescending attitude that, Emily Artful actually illustrated it quite nicely with the, startup bro. Okay, let me say this. Emily was 100% right with the startup bro story because, it isn't just startup bros that do this. This is any startup bro that does this. You are gotta be awesome, dude. You are a total wingnut. You rushed into a dude. I don't have enough patience for this. Raise every damn person. Oh, fuck you, damn it. Yeah, let's just abandon the enemy. I don't know what the hell happened here. I there. What the? No, 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 don't go in the reverse. I'm waiting on you guys. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Oh. Where is our fighter? Oh. But yeah, that's interesting. That somebody would do that to me. Wait for me, buddy. I'm doing my job. More productive game, I'm guessing. So yeah, I was just trying to figure out what we could do in here, because I might be moving it with Silver Silence, but that's the name I usually go by using my main account. And honestly, since I have been attempting to get back to the I will be going on to Genshin Impact tonight because my friend wants me to try it out, and I'm not like totally not for the idea. I talk about a lot of things that happened to me over the years, I think the thing that irks me the most is that, yeah, I got into watching YouTube because of certain YouTubers that I was into. And one of which was a girl that we all know as Creep Show Art. I thought, ooh, cool artist, I like the commentary. And then I realized she was not exactly a nice person. And then I realized a lot of people believe whatever they want to believe. And honestly, whether or not people believe Emily Artful, I do want to point out that she may have been a bad person in the past. People grow up, and honestly, I don't hate her for being one of those pick-me girls, because I knew one, and she never changed. And Emily it's probably the sparkling example of these. She changed for her own benefit, for her own friendships, and for people that she cared about. But as I told people, it's like, I can't handle what she did, but I can handle that she is a good person. She's not a bad person per se. And honestly, I don't really think I can see her being as bad as she said she was. Yes, she did drugs. You know what? That can affect a lot of your personality. I've seen that because one of my friends used to get high and go out to conventions just to think that it was cool. And he found out later that it didn't make him cool. It made him a total idiot. was annoying. Honestly, I don't know. I'm not sure how to respond to a lot of the stuff and allegations against Creepshow Art. My first response was, oh, you're a jerk. That is my biggest response to her. Guess what? You're a jerk. I don't want to ever be around you again. FYI. I can't believe I even supported your channel. Or even shared your channel. Because honestly, that was just stupid of me. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. People think I'm a total... Because of that, yeah, I was rated as a narcissist because of that. FYI, I'm not. Because of what Creepshow did, I have never supported or will support anyone who does that to anybody. I am a fan of a lot of different artists and different people, but I am also a very friendly person. But when you have people like her, like Creepshow, who wrecked it for everybody, you tend to lose a lot of credibility in the fan base. Boy. In this, for the fact that I actually enjoy playing, but I also believe that, do not die on me, people. Yes, I'm gonna start casting. Yes, I will follow the actual thing into battle. It's a bad habit, I know. I'm used to being a black mage, so just ice on I know that it's really weird for people to actually review. running through a cycle where I just check everything to make sure that I am doing everything correctly, to make sure everybody gets through this without killing themselves. And some of the time, being a healer does mean that people do fall down. Here we go. Yes, let's just attack the vehicles. That's just fine. I hate these ones that like to attack the vehicles.
What?
No, I have not. No, I have a bunch of other things. Oh, yay, we released. Hey, very thankful, Tomberry. Oh, pizza. Yes, please. Huh? Yes. My husband came up to ask about dinner. We're having pizza tonight. Game night is cancel Thursday because of the storm. Yes, Colorado is the most snowiest place during January. I will mention that to anybody who comes to visit me in Evergreen or in the state I live in. Please do not expect me to go, yay, snow. Because I sometimes do not like snow. Because snow hates me. I tend to fall down in snow. I tend to slip around at night. I am not a good person during the winter. My mother will attest to that because I have fallen down, scraped to my knees, hurt myself in so many different ways that anyone can go, oh god, are you okay? And I will mention to people that being a snow-loving person is not a bad thing, but I can't go skiing. Don't even get me to try, because every time I've skied as a kid, the ski has popped off at one point, and I have hated it ever since I was little, because I am not a sporty. I cannot handle snow. I cannot handle ice. I cannot handle freezing and hating life afterward. My grandmother once told me that I am like my mother. I cannot handle high places. That's why if I ever go to like conventions or anything and they're out of state, I have to actually NyQuil myself. What is NyQuiling? NyQuil is when you actually, well, this is embarrassing. I literally take NyQuil when I travel. Like, I just to sleep through the flight. I'm great going up, but going down, I am not good at going up or down. If I'm in flight, I'm fine. But, I am not a flight person. My mother has said I am like the most awful kid to take on a flight. Because even as an adult, I have to take a sedative just to go to it. My sister didn't even know I took like a sedative during a flight. And I try to stick to stuff that's non-addictive, like ZQuil or NyQuil or whatever, because I honestly do not like... Yeah, I do not like the side effects. After this, I'm going to start getting onto Gaijin Impact. Start working on my character. Why does this one always seem like a struggle to get through? I don't know why. I am on a console. I know you don't understand fucking English. Okay, that's fine. Isn't it on the doomed person? Where is Azuna when I need it? Okay. Somehow my Azuna got moved off. I don't have Azuna. I have Medica. I don't have Azuna on here. I don't know what you guys are... why this one is so bloody hard to get through sometimes. go. I'm trying to adjust my fucking schedule. Oh. between and toward everything. I can't voice anything unless you're like on YouTube with me. Unfortunately. After this, I'm definitely